So we need to talk about Social Security, and especially Social Security and how it's going to be impacted because of this U.S. southern border crisis. Now, a lot of people have been asking for my opinion, and honestly, I don't want to give you an opinion. I want to give you the facts. So today, I'm going to break down what's going on. It's not going to be a fancy show, not going to show you a bunch of different websites or slides or videos, nothing. I'm just going to talk to you about how Social Security could potentially change because of this crisis down the U.S. southern border. So if you want more videos on Social Security or just on the southern border, please do me a favor, go ahead, hit that like button, and let's begin. So how is this crisis down the U.S. southern border going to impact Social Security recipients? Well, it can go one of two ways. As of right now, let's just start with that. What's happening is we are seeing cities, they are losing their budget. Their budget's going down, which means they cannot spend as much money on affordable housing. They can't spend as much money at local parks and different services and benefits. And so because of that, cities are going to impact the fixed income households, which are people on Social Security. So that's one of the problems. The other problem that we're facing is many cities are asking for the federal government for some assistance because, again, they're running out of money. Not only are they running out of money, they're running out of resources. We are seeing local rec centers in certain areas like Chicago, Boston, even in Denver. They're closing down temporarily to provide housing for illegal immigrants that are coming into the United States. Well, with that, we're also seeing some some elderly centers as well. They are starting to close down, or they close down earlier. Their hours are, and I don't know their exact hours, but instead of staying open till, let's say, 8 o'clock at night, now they're only staying open till like 5, so that then they can use a few hours to clean up, get desks and tables and stuff like that out, so they can put in cots so people can actually sleep there overnight. So in the end, we are seeing, again, people that are on a fixed income, they're losing some of their resources. Now, here's the other thing. One of the discussions that's happening right now is how can we increase revenue for Social Security's trust? Because the Social Security Trust Fund becomes insolvent in 2034. At that point, you would lose about 22% of your benefits every single month. So if you were getting $1,000 a month in the next 10 years, instead of getting $1,000, you're going to be getting $780 a month. You're losing $220 every single month. That's a huge hit. Now, how could we fix this? How could we bring additional revenue into the Social Security Trust Fund? Well, there's a couple options. One, we can increase taxes. And we can increase taxes to those that are making over the Social Security income tax cap. Okay? It's like $160,200 as of today. So we could do that, or we could increase the Social Security tax rate, but President Biden has already stated he's not going to increase taxes to anybody making less than $400,000 per year. Okay, so what's the next option? The next option, and something that President Biden and Democrats have been attempting to do, is they're trying to get asylum seekers and migrants, they're trying to get them a work permit. Give them work authorization here in the United States. By doing so, they could go and work wherever they want to, and they would be paying taxes on the income that they receive. So every hour that they get paid, so let's say you get $10 an hour. Well, you have to pay 6.2% comes from your paycheck, 6.2% comes from the employer, 12.4% comes out of your pay and goes straight into Social Security. Okay? There's also a little percentage that goes into Medicare. Now, if 12.4% is coming out, that means $1.24 every single hour is coming out of your paycheck if you're making $10 an hour. That means, okay, if you work 10 hours, that means that's what $12.40 is going into Social Security because of you. If you're an asylum seeker or you're a migrant coming in and you got authorization to work, guess what? We are now making more money. So this could work. Here's the problem. The way that Democrats are attempting to do this at this time, they're trying to really not open the border, but they're not cracking down on border security. More people are coming into the U.S. southern border. They're also coming in from Canada as well. We're seeing an influx of people there as well. So the thing right now is, how can we increase revenue? Well, we can increase revenue by giving the majority of immigrants in the United States a work permit. Allow them to work, allow them to make money for themselves, which means they will stop coming to free shelters. They'll stop coming and picking up food from food pantries. They will actually pay a bill when it comes due for something like a hospital bill or a clinic visit. As of right now, hospitals and clinics are seeing a huge amount of unpaid bills in default simply because of migrants that have just come into the United States. Now, here's the thing. Is President Biden going to allow every single legal immigrant in the U.S. to work? No. Could he attempt to do it? Absolutely. Will it pass? No. So as of right now, what they are discussing, what Congress is discussing, what the Biden administration is attempting to do, is they're trying to bring in more people and expedite their work permit, expedite granted asylum, expedite just approval of U.S. citizenship and residency, okay, or naturalization. And if we can expedite these things, more people will come into the United States. They'll now be in the system. They can work, and then again, we'll make more money. But here's where Republicans say they're not going to do what Democrats want, even though everything that I just said sounds good. The problem is, for Republicans, here's why. If Democrats come out and they grant every single asylum seeker, they grant them access and approval into the United States, all those people that are going to get approved, who do you think they're going to vote for in the next election when they're finally able to vote? Well, according to reports, the very first time an immigrant votes in the United States, 70% of them vote for Democrat. As of right now, according to reports, there's about 12 million people in the United States illegally. If we give even half of those people the right to vote, right to work, okay, that's 6 million people. If 70% of those 6 million decide, you know what, we're going to vote Democrat, that means, 4.2 million people are going to vote Democrat, where the other 1.8 million are going to vote Republican? You think Republicans are ever going to go for that? No. This is the reason why. There's a lot of discussions regarding the southern border between the United States and Mexico, is because all the stuff that could be impacted because of this. Work authorization is one. Social Security is another. Voting, another one. The fourth one, and one of the big ones, the FBI warns that by allowing all these people into the United States without properly vetting them, having no idea where they're coming from, what their intentions are, or where they plan to live in the United States, that is a concern because they could potentially wreak havoc on the U.S. All I'm here to tell you right now is that the big change regarding Social Security is not going to happen in 2024. This could be the beginning, but the big change, according to reports, is not going to be in 2025 either. The big change is likely going to be in 2026 or 2027. And if it's in 2027, here's the problem. We're just 7 years away from the Social Security Trust Fund becoming insolvent. So that's where we're at this time. The concern right now is nobody has their eye on Social Security. Nobody's concerned about Social Security at the moment because we have a presidential election, we have a border security problem, we have a funding issue with Ukraine, we have a funding issue and just a political mess with Israel, and now the United States is potentially at war with Iran. So you probably understand why Social Security, again, is getting kicked to the back. So as soon as I get more information as to what is going on here, how Social Security and the U.S. southern border crisis could potentially impact you, I promise I'll fill you in on all the latest news and updates. All I ask as of right now is if you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor, go ahead, hit that like button, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.